Okay, so I've always been kind of a tube amp purist, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say snob. Um, in my quest, when I started having to play a few gigs that didn't require stage volume at all, I went with this Milkman unit as I wanted to go analog. And there's a lot of good digital stuff out there, Kemper, the Helix, all that, and a lot of those guys that I was playing alongside, that's what they did. I do not like having 1,000 different sounds because I have a bit of a OCD and I cannot find what I like the best. I just want one good freaking sound, and I'll use my analog stomp boxes for the rest. So anyways, I don't see a lot of information about the Milkman the amp and all that on YouTube, so I just thought I'd do this this quick video. My playing, I'm probably not the best, and I'm okay with that. I just play mostly for my fun anymore, for myself. But anyways, basically my setup is just an analog pedal board. When I had to use the Milkman, I used it straight into the PA, and it actually, the cab emulation sounded really good in my in-ears. I was really happy with that. Here at home, I'm using the bottom half, my cabinet of, I had a JTM 45 clone head paired with it, but it's basically a clone of a 2061 Marshall cab. I have, just for your reference, 2 Weber speakers inside, both Alnico 50 watt. One is a Silver Bell, one's a Blue Dog. It's a great freaking combo, especially for that British sound. So anyways, this is kind of how I run it here at home, at a manageable volume. And a lot of the guys that are running them will run the master all the way up on these Milkmans and adjust the preamp as you can go, which sounds really good, but I really like to get that tube going. So I don't really dime that, but I go up quite a bit with the preamp tube just to get that richness and harmonic tube factor in there. But you know, I have a 77 Deluxe Reverb that I was using primarily, and of course with the no stage volume deal I couldn't do it. And honestly, this is as close as I've gotten without being a true deluxe reverb for me personally. You know, there's a lot of good options out there. I just found this one works best for me, and it's actually now I'm pretty much using this Milkman mostly into a cabinet or into the PA and loving it. And that's kind of the clean sound I get. This is just stock how the reverb comes. I haven't touched the trim pots at all. And I'm also playing with this with a Bluesman. Let me get that under there. Yeah, a Bluesman Strat. I think they call that was it a DeVille or sedan? Anyways, really good company, man. Good stuff. And the pickups I'm using are pretty much like 69s. They're Mojo Tone, or actually no, not Mojo Tone, Flying Mojo Purple Haze, I do believe is what these pickups are. So all right, we're gonna go bridge pickup. Middle selection. Neck pickup. And that on its own is a freaking awesome sound. Let's tap on the box of rock. I kind of use this as an always on to get that JTM 45 vibe at lower volumes. Generally, I'll just leave the gain right at noon, and it kind of gives it a little growl, just enough. And I use the drive side of this and the big muff sometimes for solos, and it's got a really good combination. Neck pickup, get some really good blues into this. I know everybody noodles on pentatonic licks, and I'll try to refrain from so much of that. But if you're into that, it's got a great sound. I find if I use this Belly Pocket Deluxe, you get a really nice. So we'll do some more just clean. All right, I'm going to switch over to a Les Paul and show you the clean of this Milkman the Amp. It's a late 90s Gibson Les Paul special with the P100s. And very underrated pickup in my opinion. Oh yeah, and you can notice the more output from the preamp gain on the Milkman. And I'm going to dime that, and I'm going to turn this up just a tick. To me, it's just excellent sound, especially for, you know, just, I love single-ended amps. All right, so let's go a little cleaner, go to the middle position. Belly Pock, and let's add a chorus. Beautiful sound. If you like swells and all the ambient stuff, it's a great platform for that, to throw your pedals at it. So let's do a little more drive with this thing and see how well it reacts with the overdrive pedals. Essentially on the NUX Cerebus, the drive is pretty much a Morning Glory, Bluesbreaker clone, whatever. Distortion side's more of a JCM 800, kind of you know, brown type gain. And I'll click this Boxer Rock on and off just to show you how awesome this pedal is at being an always on. I generally leave that thing at noon and just leave it on constantly. And the boost I add for solos are just that extra harmonic overtone sweetness. I mean, it's just an awesome pedal. But we'll go to the drive on the side of the NUX, and it's more of a Bluesbreaker, but dimed. You get a little more extra mids. this side. Alright, so let's try it stacked with the box of rock. I'll do that riff again. Let's try that with the drive, with the Morning Glory basically. Classic rock sound, man. Those are the tones. I just eat them up. If you want to go into more heavier drives, I have been known to use the Big Muff. I generally like to kick it with a little bit of this drive side to kind of give it the little mids that it needs to pull it back. And to me, that's the only way to use a muff for the way I play. There's, not saying that's right or wrong, or the way you do it's right or wrong, but got a great pumpkin sound with the Big Muff. Let me get a little gain out of that. I'm going to add the box of rock to kind of give it a little kick. But I really like to stack pedals. And it's really an art form within itself. There's so many ways that you can stack drives together and just sound like a muddy mess. Gain is peculiar. You really don't need a lot of gain, I've learned over the years. When I started playing guitar, I scooped the mids years ago when I was a teenager, and I thought that sounded so good, and the more gain the better, and it was just a muddy mess. But that's a whole nother story. But let's try the tremolo out on the Milkman. I love the tremolo on this. I mean, it's very close to my deluxe, and actually in some ways I find it some better. That's just fantastic. And the reverb, man, it's just got I like just enough reverb that it leaves me with just a little bit of room in the sound. Cranked up, man, which I'm not a surf player. Let me switch to the Fender for this, or the Fender-esque guitar. But it's a very convincing digital reverb. I mean, there we go. Yeah, I'm not a surf player. Let's go to the bridge pickup. Yeah, I mean, that's just, God almighty, that sounds wonderful. So I'll just leave it just a little bit up. Just a little wetness to my signal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe let's try something a little heavier on this distortion side. Let me stack everything aside of the big muff, of course, because that would just be a mess. Yeah, really good stuff. Let's do one more guitar. Let's do an SG with P90s. One of my favorite Gibsons that I play. It's the 2016 SG Standard P90s, and I added a vibrola, and that actually stays in tune. It's a cheap Asian brand. Yeah, with P90s, man, this thing handles it so well. Neck pickup. And again, I'm not the best guitar player. I've been doing this most of my life, and somehow I would think I would be better. It took a long lapse for many years of playing. But I'm one of those too. I don't really want to be too good. I love the slop sometimes, just that raw edge, like you hear in so much music from the older era. But anyways, that's kind of a wrap up on this of the Milkman the AMP 50. Wonderful little amp. Hopefully that solves some of your questions you had, especially about using with pedals. It's an expensive unit for what it is, but you get what you pay for, and it just sounds just freaking wonderful. I love it. So, I'm not affiliated in any way. I'm definitely not known on here, nor do I get any kind of kickback for saying anything. It's just, I've been using this piece of gear. I've been enjoying it, and it's really done the job for what I like. And not to say that the digital stuff isn't great. It's came a multitude light years away from what it used to be, and I've played some of the stuff, and I've really, like most guitar players, if a sound doesn't inspire me, I don't play my best. And you know, I got that good feel with it, but I just found that there was so many selections and options, and I'm not really a tech guy, man. I'm just analog, stomp boxes and plug straight in the amp. And you know, in the modern times we live, you can't really just take, you know, a Marshall half stack or even a Fender Deluxe Reverb in these small clubs and just crank it up. You just can't do it. And this gets me there, you know, in a manageable volume. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned. I'm gonna be listening to some more stuff or adding more. Thank you.